Yeah, welcome to the wrong end of South End. At least that's how some people look at Brook Hill Village, and frankly, it's not much to look at. From above, you see hundreds of simple 70-year-old homes crammed together, block after block, like some sort of giant monopoly board. And look closer, a lot of those homes are empty and abandoned. You've probably also seen and heard about the negative headlines here, but we actually came out here and talked with people who live in Brook Hill and work in Brook Hill, and they tell a different story.
We love, I like Wild State. Everybody says it's wild, it's not wild.
I admire you, washing line.
How old were you when you came?
I was in the 4th grade.
Wow. And you've lived here ever since?
Ever since.
Good day for hanging longer.
Yeah.
And the washing line stands up all day.
In her 47 years here at Brookville Village, Selma Cherry has hung a lot of washing on her line, and she's seen a lot of changes, mostly in the other old neighborhoods around Brook Hill.
You know, down in Wilmore, Dearworth, building all these high-rises. They're gonna build all the high-rises, where people gonna go? If I could afford me a house, I'd be gone. No problem. If I could afford me a house, I wouldn't be gone.
But in the meantime, this is a good place.
It's a good place.
Yeah.
I enjoy Brook Hill. I've been here since '73. I had my children over here, and my children, they got their children over here. This been here since 1951, and this is like a historic place. If you really look at it, it's like a historic place.
That Brook Hill Village history is remembered here at the Gant Center for African American Art and Culture. Brook Hill Matters is an exhibit that traces the neighborhood back to its black beginnings in the 50s. And there are these black and white pictures from today by photographer Alvin Jacobs, the faces of Brook Hill, living in places that haven't improved much since the 50s.
Now I see that you're in pain.
Do you think the city's kind of forgotten about you over here?
Yeah, because, you know, like, if they were thinking about us, you know, they try to help us, you know, they see people don't have nowhere to stay. They try to fix these and help them to fix these up.
Instead, too many South End developers take a long look at today's Brook Hill and say, no thank you. Too much crime and mayhem here. The homes too far gone. The ownership of the land too complicated. And then along comes Tom Hendrickson.
Again, if it was easy, it would have been done a long time ago. I see the dirt and I see the people. The buildings are just what happens to be here right now, and that can change.
But unlike other developers in other neighborhoods, Hendrickson's plan is to save Brook Hill Village. Not to scrap and scrape the whole thing and start over, but to make Brook Hill Village better while keeping it what it's always been. What the 1950 headlines called Negro housing, what today is called affordable housing. Simply a place to live where the rent is low enough when the job doesn't pay enough, where the stores and the schools and the bus lines are close enough, where someone cares enough not to push neighbors out, but to keep what's left of their neighborhood together.
You know, the problem here isn't the people, the problem here is the buildings. The land's at a great location. This is the last opportunity, I would venture to say, to have a meaningful number of affordable units in one location in South End ever.
Here's what Hendrickson is proposing at what he calls New Brook Hill, 324 South End style apartments with more than half set aside just for low-income renters and the rest for anybody else who wants to live here. All surrounded by new businesses, restaurants, and stores and offices. The regular apartment renters will pay up to $2,687 a month. But for low-income neighbors, their rent for the exact same apartment will be as low as $488 a month, which is pretty much the same as what they're paying at Brook Hill now for this.
The people will be fine if we give them a decent place to live.
You know, when you come in Brook Hill, you see people who are hardworking. You see people who have, for generations, created this community.
Reverend Ray McKinnon pastors the United Methodist Church that sits right here on the edge of Brook Hill Village, and he's working with the developers, just like he works with the neighbors here.
To say, oh, wow, headline, you know, this place is cruddy.
to help undo Brook Hill's bad neighborhood reputation.
You know, nobody expected probably that 70 years from when they were built, you know, the buildings would still be here, but they are. And it's maybe the same truth with folks who call Brook Hill home. People might not have expected for them to still be standing, but here they stand, and I think we'll continue to stand.
You know, it's a place to stay, and it's portable for me. And it's a place I think it's portable for a lot of people over here. It's good for us, it's convenient for us, and I like it.